I'm here at UDS in Orlando, Florida. This UDS is for the 1204 LTS release. And I'm with Clint Byrum. Clint, you're an Ubuntu server engineer.
Yes.
Exactly what do you do?
So my job is to take care of the packages and the installation experience for the Ubuntu server product. I focus a lot on how the server boots and a lot of how web scale technologies work on the server.
You also do a lot of work on Juju, do you not?
I do. Juju is a really new thing. We've been working on it for a couple of years, sort of quietly cultivating it, and it's landed. It's arrived. It came out as a real tech preview in 11.10. The 12.04 for server users, that's a really important release. We usually don't use the stable releases unless we have to as a server administrator. So Juju really has to shine for 12.04, and we've been spending the last week here at UDS making sure that we're putting the features in that people will need.
The other interesting, there's been a lot of sessions on Juju and charms this week. What are charms, and what was this charm school that I saw earlier today?
Right, charm school. That was, well, so I'll first start with charms. Charms are a way to express how to deploy a service. Which a service is a pretty broad term, but anything that you might want to run on a server or on a cloud, how to deploy it and how to make it talk to other services. So it's just a way to express that. It's very general. You can write them in any language you want, and then Juju figures out how to make them talk to other services. Charm School, we got a lot of interest in writing charms. People, really interested. I want to do MongoDB. I want to do Big Blue Button. Or there's all these great open source technologies out there that people here at UDS really care about. So we said, hey, let's get in a room. Let's talk about it. We've got the experts here. We have the guys who wrote Juju here. We've got all the first early charmers here. And we had a great event. It was really exciting. We expected maybe 10 or 15 people. We got about 80. And we just walked around and helped them write charms. I
know when 11.10 came out, it was Test Drive Ubuntu in the Cloud. And I got the opportunity to try that for an hour and tried both the WordPress charm and the Drupal charm. And that was exciting. I'm not a system administrator, but those charms made it very easy for me to have a site up and running in under an hour. And I think that's pretty important going forward for the 1204 cycle and beyond. What do you think has been the most important aspect to come out of last cycle to what you saw with come out of Test Drive in the Cloud? What do you see as one of those most important landmarks?
So we actually first had that with 10.10. When it came out about a year ago, we had the first Test Drive in the Cloud, and that was not driven by Juju, but it kind of gave us a preview of what we needed because we just wanted to give people a cloud instance, and we didn't know what they might want to do with it. And people right away were like, it would be cool if I could just get a WordPress, or I could just get something so it's not just a server with a bash prompt. So we started working on that, and then Juju was starting to come alive. So in 11.10, we were able to actually make use of Juju to do that. And it gives you a little taste of what you're going to see in the future. There's this great explosion of ideas that have come from the cloud, and the fact that servers can now sort of appear out of nowhere, seemingly, and you can just pay for them while you use them and tear them down. It no longer is it my blog sits over there in that server that I rent and I have to keep it alive. Now we don't even know where it's going to go. In 11.10, we got something that can actually be consumed by everyone in Juju. It's not perfect, it's got bugs, it doesn't do everything you want it to do, but it does something. And with that test drive, you actually get to see something it does.
I hope more people, when given the opportunity to test drive it, will indeed test drive it. Because I think they'll be pleasantly surprised, if not energized, when they do that. How can the community or any developer, contributor get involved with the server team and projects that you work on?
We have a number of ways to get involved. That we encourage people to come to our meetings. We meet almost every Tuesday at 1600 UTC in Hash Ubuntu meeting, where we just talk about the issues that we're seeing as a team, the upcoming events that we're going to be attending, and we have a section there for anybody who's not involved yet, to raise and get involved. There's also Hash Ubuntu server, which is our IRC channel that we're always in. All the Ubuntu server team members, not just the canonical employees, but all of them hang out there. You'll see a lot of people helping with just day-to-day operational server issues and little things, how to get started. And then we actually really want people to write Juju charms. So with 11.10, you can go get 11.10. If you don't have it yet on your laptop, maybe start a VM. If you've got it, great. Apt-get install Juju, and then go to juju.ubuntu.com, and there's some information there on how to get started with writing a charm. And just pick whatever service that you think is important to you. See if it's in the list yet. If it's not, great. Start up, write as a charm.
I just think it's all totally exciting to see the charm school and to notice that you guys changed room and big signs that you peek your head in the door and there's 80-something people in there, you know, learning how to write these charms. And so it's exciting to know that they'll be able to go to a wiki page or a portal and see this is how you do this and get started in that. There's been a lot of sessions that we've all attended this week. What is the takeaway that when you leave here, what's going to stick in your mind about this week?
So what's really sticking in my mind is how some things are coming together for Ubuntu Server and Ubuntu Cloud Infrastructure. Not only do we have this great experience for our desktop users that are starting to see a need for things in the cloud with Ubuntu One, and the cloud is becoming something that not just server nerds care about. Everybody really needs it. And this week I've seen the people who are working on the desktop stuff and the people working on Launchpad and the people working on all the things that make Ubuntu great, turning to this idea of Juju and actually seeing, wow, this is going to solve a problem that I didn't think we could solve.
Clint, thank you so much for sitting down with me here at UDS for the 1204 LTS release. Thank you for your work in last cycle and before that. It's an exciting time to be involved in the project and see where it's going. So kudos to you guys on the server team for doing what you do and doing it well. Thank you.
Thank you.